When the Holy Spirit comes, He'll give you power. He'll give you power to do all sorts of things. One of the great things that He'll do if you're taking notes is this. The Holy Spirit will give you power to walk in God's will. When you don't know where to go or what to say or how to make it through the day, the power of the Holy Spirit will do something in you and will guide you and lead you to walk in the will of God. For example, listen to the words of Jesus in John chapter 14, verse 26. Jesus said this, "But the Counselor," now who's that? The Holy Spirit, "whom the Father will send in my name will do what?" All of our campuses say it aloud. "He will teach you all things." And He will what? He will remind you of everything I have said to you. Imagine that. The Holy Spirit is your teacher. He's your counselor. He's your guide. He will lead you to walk in God's will. For example, one time I was doing a national television interview and I was sitting in a chair about like this, and this producer guy came up to me and he put this wire with a little speaker thing in my ear so that I could hear what he was saying. And then as I was looking at the camera waiting for the show to start, I heard his voice say to me,
"We're coming live in about 5 minutes."
He continued to give me instructions, and then they went to a commercial break and he started to count down.
5, 4, 3.
Then he told me,
"Sit up. Smile."
and then the camera started rolling. What happened? The whole time in my ear, I could hear the voice of the one who knew what was about to happen. He was guiding me. He was speaking to me. He was giving me direction. The same is true for those of you who are believers. The power of the Holy Spirit moves into you, and He will be your counselor. He will be your guide. He will enable you and empower you to walk in the will of God. So let's say you're somewhere and you don't know what to do. You pray, and then you listen, and the voice of the Holy Spirit will speak to you. Or maybe you're in a situation and you're just walking by someone, and the Holy Spirit leads you to go and to reach out to that person. Or maybe you're in the middle of a conversation and you don't know what to say. And you listen, and the Holy Spirit gives you the words to say. How does He do this? It is God speaking to you, leading you to walk in His will. He's your guide. He's your counselor. You can be led by the Spirit of God as He empowers you to walk in His will. It's a lot like this. So when you know Christ and you're filled with His Spirit, He'll guide you. He'll lead you step by step. You're led not by your own thoughts or desires, but you're led by that voice of the Spirit. It's almost as if the Spirit's saying, stop, don't go there, take a step this way. And you follow step by step the voice of the Spirit. Duck, there's something dangerous. Watch out, you're out of God's will. Wait a minute, there's a person who needs you to reach out to them. This person needs encouragement. That person needs prayer. Stop and pray for them. Give something away. It's step by step, you follow the voice of the Spirit. He leads you to walk in God's will. In fact, Jesus said it this way. In John 16:13, He said, when the Spirit of truth comes, He will guide you into all truth. The Holy Spirit gives you the power to walk in God's will.
All right, Craig, stand up straight.